Everyone, my friends, welcome to Apocaflix Closeup. This is our show hosted by me, Keith Barnes. I'm one of the noobs here on Apocaflix Movies. And this is an interview show. We're going to get to know some people that are film fans, such as the gang, those of us that are on the team here at Apocaflix Movies, and a few other people that I know too that love film or things in film. Some of my friends I went to film school with, and some other folks that hopefully you guys will enjoy. But right now, this pilot episode of the show, I am here with the architect, the Grand Master, the Emperor, Jake Berlin.
I'm a Jedi, man.
Jedi.
No Sith in this house.
Okay. You're the Yoda.
I'm the Yoda.
You're Yoda.
I'm the Yoda.
No,
I'm glad to be here, man.
Yes.
I love the idea of this show. When we first talked about it seemed like very interesting stuff. Obviously, we listened to a bunch of it on YouTube, and I think you're the perfect guy to do it. And I'm ready for some hard-hitting questions here.
This is gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sweaty, like a grilling session. No, it's gonna be simple. The main idea was for me to initially just to get to know you guys.
Yeah, because you and I, we know each other, but we had just met this year. Jacob and Gio met last year.
Yeah.
We're all very very new to each other.
Right.
So it's an awesome way to get to know each other.
It is, because we'll be doing all these videos, and then it's like, and my wife will, and I'll go home and everybody's like, oh yeah, what do they like? And I'm like, well, they like well,
yeah.
So
all we know is movies.
Right.
All we know is movies with each other.
Which is that's where we start.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to go.
Yeah. So first off, I want to talk about you. How many? So Jake Berlin, that's you.
Yes.
How many Berlin Wall jokes did you get?
Oh, I got a lot. I actually have a tattoo on my arm, and I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I was a catcher throughout my baseball career,
right.
And I was dubbed the Berlin Wall.
Oh,
it kind of made sense.
Perfect.
Kind of made sense, and so it had not only baseball value, but also had sentimental value. Obviously, with my family, last name is Berlin and everything.
Right.
But I got a lot. I mean, but it wasn't so much a joke as kind of almost a calling card.
Yeah, right.
The Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall. Like people would call that from across campus or in text messages or whatever it is. But yeah, I have a tattoo on my right arm, and I drew it. It's personally drawn, and it's actually I'll show it to you after the show. You can't see it on audio, obviously, but it has my family's names etched in it. So it's a wall. It says Berlin down it, and the cracks of the wall are my immediate family's names. Wow. So Dean, Julie, Hallie, and Mackenzie.
Excellent.
It's a cool little signature, I guess you could say.
That is perfect. See, well, let's get into that. Let's get into family. So, brothers, sisters.
2 little sisters. We're all 2 years apart.
Nice.
So with middle sister Hallie, she graduated from Northridge this last year.
Oh, nice.
And then Mackenzie, she is the youngest. She's now at Chico State.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
They both played volleyball. I played baseball.
That is cool.
But yeah, 2 little sisters, mom and dad. Family 5, so a bunch of animals after growing up and everything. So,
yeah. Where did you grow up?
Woodland, California. It's
Woodland.
It's about 30 minutes here from Sacramento, right past the airport, and small little farming town.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things to do, not so much things to do. Everyone knows everyone.
I've only driven through Woodland on my way to Cash Creek.
Exactly. The best thing about Woodland is the food. There is a lot of good food restaurants.
Really?
Burgers, Mexican food is the highlight of the town. Some good Chinese restaurants. So if you ever want to go for food, there's even a couple breweries in town too. So, yeah.
I worked at the airport for. I used to work for American Airlines. I was there for about 4 years, and I would go to. There was a in Woodland. I'm blanking on the name now. Whatever. There was this fast food place. There was only one in Woodland. Sonic.
Sonic. Yes, it's still there.
Yeah,
it is still there. There's one in Sonic. There's one in Roseville.
There's one in Roseville now.
There's one in Roseville, and those are the 2 closest ones to Sacramento.
That's the way I would go up to. Oh, there's one way out in Vacaville, which of course.
Oh yes, there is, but we're not gonna drive up to Vacaville. Why drive there?
Yeah, I actually would drive up to Woodland just to go to Sonic.
Dude, their drinks are insane.
Oh man, I miss Sonic. Sonic's really big where I'm from, the East Coast.
Yeah.
So Sonic in this place called Rallies. There's Rallies and this Checkers in some parts of the town. It was fantastic. Anyway, Woodland. Okay, so now the way you guys met, and we'll get into it a little bit later, was
we're gonna do a trio episode. Jacob, Gio, and I.
Yes. Now, Rockland. When did you?
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty funny story, and so we're all from the Rockland area. I'm from Woodland, but I lived in Rockland. After I got hurt playing baseball, and then ended up going to school up there after my family moved there.
Okay.
We're normal film fans, and we follow what was AMC Theaters on YouTube.
Right.
They're now Collider Video.
Yep.
And Jacob, Gio, and I, separately, we were invited to their AMC 100 Millions view party. And basically they hit 100 million views on YouTube. So they decided to hold a fan event where fans could see a live viewing.
This was in 2013?
This was in 2014.
Okay,
2014. And basically you sent them an email through an invitation saying, who you are, where you're from, and why do you deserve to go to this party, basically. And I don't know which one Jacob or Gio sent the invite, but they went together.
Yeah.
My sister and I went. She lived in LA at the time. I was like, Hallie, do you want to go with me? It's LA, Burbank. And it just so happened that Jacob and Gio were standing directly in line in front of me.
That's
literally the people in front of me.
Yeah.
And I was just keeping to my own business, and they were talking to someone in front of them, and they were mentioning where they were from. And I heard Rockland. I go, what are the odds? Because this is in Los Angeles, 6 hours away from where we are. I think I'm the only person in my area who's like listening to this nerdy stuff on YouTube, and
that's amazing.
And it's funny, and then I'm like, wait a second, you guys are from Rockland? They go, yeah, we're from Rockland. I'm like, we're from Rockland. And they go, really? I'm like, yeah. And then they go, yeah, we go to Sierra College. I'm like, I go to Sierra College.
That's unbelievable.
And and so for the rest of the night, we're kind of hanging out. Like, we went our separate ways for the seating,
right?
Because it kind of went a certain way. But, once that was over, we got to the whole party business and all, because we got to kind of interact with all the people there. There was an open bar, and we found each other again. The four of us were kind of just hanging out the rest of the night. We were talking movies, and then thereafter, Jacob and Gio had just started, their podcast, their first official podcast on Movie Talk Express, and they had me on as guests every once in a while. And then after so many months of that, we were doing it. We were, staying in touch. We're just like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, why don't we just become one thing? There's three of us in the same city. It would ease the load for us all, and there was born Apocaflix Movies.
That's it.
Yeah, and I actually had my own review site at the time. At the time, it was called Attack of the Movies, kind of in honor of Star Wars, because I'm a Star Wars junkie.
Right.
But towards the end of that, I actually changed it to Apocaflix Movies to become something a little bit more official and catchy, and then we officially took Apocaflix Movies on as our header.
Excellent. Hey, see, that's the origin story.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
It's crazy.
That is amazing.
It's really funny how the small world is.
I told my wife that story, and we hung out a few weeks ago, about a month ago, and they were telling. I didn't know all of that, and we were at my wife's bar where she works, and we're talking about that, and she was blown away.
It's a cool story, and when this becomes something bigger, like we all think it will, and really just down the road when we're talking about it, we're still doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Just thinking back about how Jacob, Gio, and I met at a viewing party, and then you, Jacob, and Gio met at a comedy show of one of those people who were on that, Mark Ellis.
Exactly.
It's funny how it all works.
Yeah, it's amazing. And destiny, people.
Yeah.
Destiny.
We were meant to do this together.
Absolutely.
So,
I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people don't believe in that stuff. I do. But that is amazing. So that's the origin story of Apocaflix. How'd you come up with the name?
Well, so it's funny. So I was actually sitting in a bar with a bunch of buddies, and all of us, I hang out with movie guys. We're all movie people. We like to talk movies. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. Like to get into all the mythology of everything.
Yeah.
And we were just talking. I was telling him like, oh, look, man, I'm thinking about changing my name to the site, whatever. And one of my buddies, he just throws out the name, and he's super creative. He goes, Apocaflix. Apocaflix. I'm like, what? He goes, Apocaflix. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That is catchy. Yeah. That's different.
That's good.
You can roll with the theme hardcore. I mean, you can obviously tell we kind of go for I always say the Mad Max-esque theme of it all.
The dystopian,
but yeah, it's really funny how it all worked. And as soon as you said that, I was like, I thought about it for a few days, few weeks, and then I finally changed it over. I'm like, wow, I really, really like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect. It works.
Yeah.
It really works. So that's good. I like that. So you guys combined forces and
we did.
Just
and we've evolved
kind of
over
grown,
time, and you and Brian have joined on over the last so many months, and we're kind of just going at it full board, the five of us, which it's helped a ton having five of us.
Listen, it is. I wish we had, like, we're all busy.
Yes.
We have other things, we work and stuff. I wish we had just, like, full time.
The ability to go full time with this. Yeah,
that would be sweet. That's our goal.
Give us, if you're not a subscriber to this, give us a subscription.
Absolutely.
Let us know what you think. We're always looking and listening to our fans and seeing what they think of it and looking for the pointers. But we want to do this for as long as we possibly can, and that's because of you guys. So give us a subscription if you're not subscribing.
Absolutely. Listen, click like, comment.
Yeah.
You do like it. We know you do. So let us know. If you don't like it, it's fine too. But just let us know. And spread the word if you like it too.
Definitely.
Tell your friends.
Definitely.
All your movie fan friends.
Definitely.
So, because these guys do great reviews and great reactions to things, all the stuff that, all the entertainment stuff, all the visual arts, not everything, but, movies, TV, covering it here.
The entertainment.
So, yeah, it's great. So, and it's good because I like having, my wife, we've been together for about 15 years, and she didn't care about any of this stuff at first. Like, she was like, Star Wars. Just sit her down and would like to watch the stuff.
Well, that's what I'm doing with Gabby. So,
and she's full on like, oh, yeah,
she's never seen Star Wars.
That's
I've always told her, I was like, look, we can date. We can date. Like, we're gonna get married. All this stuff. You have to have at least seen Star Wars, not like it, but you've had to have at least seen. Like, that's the ultimatum.
Right.
And The Last Jedi's coming out in December. We've seen A New Hope already, but what we're gonna do is if we start this week, it's 8 weeks until the movie comes out.
Oh,
so one movie a week.
Yeah.
And it leads right into The Last Jedi.
And and that's perfect. So you let her just sit down and watch.
Yep, one a week. Let her, not like back-to-back days or anything. Right. Kind of let her relax a little bit.
Don't overwhelm her.
Because they are long, especially for people who aren't really interested in them.
Yeah. And she'll get it. My wife's fully, like, she watches the trailer. She's like, wait, what?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, and after the first movie, she was really into it. She's like, wait a second, like, what is going on here and what's going on here? And she's actually fallen asleep a couple times during The Empire Strikes Back because we watched them too late. But yeah, no, I know that she's interested in watching them. It's just not something she'd be like, let's watch Star Wars.
Right.
Like, I kind of have to take the initiative on it.
And she'll do, like, all of his stuff too. It was the Matrix. So one of our first dates, we saw the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
Nice.
And what she was, no, it wasn't Two Towers. It was the first one. It was Fellowship. Yeah. And she's like, that's really good. Of course, she's one of those ones. She doesn't like going and sitting in the theater. So. And she'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
So like we went to see Revenge of the Sith, and she was out. She woke up right at the end, right after the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Gab and I have been into the drive-in thing.
Oh, we
love going to the drive-in. There's only one here in Sacramento, and of course, obviously it's a little bit run down, but we love going to the drive-in, and we've taken Kylo, our little puppy, a couple times, and that's a cool thing. But we enjoy the movies, especially if it's a movie that she likes or interested in. Biopics. Obviously the rom-coms or the comedies or whatnot. But we love going to sit in the theater. It's relaxing for us. It's kind of a cool-off time for us.
Absolutely. And she'll get into it. That's the best thing. Is like I said, she doesn't like to. She'll sit and watch movies if if it's good enough. Like usually she's on her phone. I got watch this part. Watch
exactly.
This. What? And she'll.
Yeah, you gotta keep them interested.
She's one of those where she'll be like, wait, what did he say? And I'm like. Pay attention. Like,
that's how Gab is. She likes to. Hey, can you press pause? I have a question. Like that type of stuff, which I'm fine with. I'm totally fine with. But I know that at some point she's gonna get to a point, but like, she won't have to say anything.
Right.
Right.
So that's fun. So you talked about you mentioned baseball. Played baseball growing up.
I'm baseball lifer. Movie. You watch this. You watch this on YouTube and stuff. You think on movies is all my life, but baseball is my first love. Yeah. And it always will be. Playing since I was a little kid. I played in, travel ball, Legion ball, high school.
Nice.
Played in college until I unfortunately got hurt. I had a scholarship, but taken away from me for being injured.
What was your injury? What happened?
Tore my groin. That's
a nightmare.
Yeah, it was rough. It put me in a pretty rough spot. I was in rehab and
groin injuries are the worst.
And when I was a catcher and I need my legs,
right?
And it's a rough thing to do.
That's tough. That might be the toughest position.
It's hard. And and unfortunately, I still feel my groin every once in a while. So it never really fully healed. So it took me out of the game, but, you know, as I was going through rehab and I was struggling to figure out whether I was going to be able to play or not, I got into coaching, and I picked up coaching a number of months later after I was, you know, near fully healed, and I've been coaching ever since, and now I'm a full-time baseball coach. It's what I'm going to school for. It changed my major at the time I found out I wanted to be a coach and everything.
Great.
So
that's
baseball is my first love. Baseball will always be my first love.
Yeah.
I'm revolving my life around it being a career of mine.
Your seedhead.
But I've always said, you know, and I love baseball. I love what it is and what it offers. But I've always told myself and others who have asked me, if I was given the opportunity to do what people on Collider do or something in the film world, there's a good possibility I would do that because of just the creative differences is from baseball and the kind of people you get to meet and the things you get to see. You know, baseball is first love, but movies is up there because of how creative it can
Absolutely.
be.
That's it.
So.
See, because for me it's basketball, but I can't coach.
It's hard,
I could
man.
coach, but
it's hard.
Right, and this kid, and I don't want to say I'm sound like old guy here, but kids now the game's changing the way.
That's why I coach high school, and it's still bad, but it's to a point where they are mature enough to realize if you get the good group.
Yeah.
And eventually I do want to move on to college, but that's going to take a process. And
see, that's what I end up. The politics of trying to move up.
It's hard. It's really hard.
I see that sometimes.
I've gone, you know, just in my short career of doing it and being how young I am. I mean, I've seen stuff that it's crazy to see it on the coaching side of the game.
Yeah, I bet.
It's insane. You know, when you step over that line on the baseball field and you become a coach, it is completely different. Yeah. And you see things, and you're dealing with parents, and you're dealing with politics at the school, and the money, and just like everything going on, especially in the modern day, like you were talking about. Yeah. It's a different game.
Yeah,
it's different.
I know.
So
listen, if you've got the, you love the game. Like
I do. It's there, and I have the drive to be like, I love. You know, a lot of people don't like being out there, and you know, in the sun and the heat and so many hours a day or whatever. But you know, a couple years ago when I had met Jacob and Gio, you know, I wasn't dating Gabby. You know, I was coming over my injury. I was starting to get into the coaching thing. I was figuring out what I was doing with school. I'm not gonna say I was a loner, but I stayed to myself. I was focused on myself and doing a lot of things on my own. And I was coaching 7 days a week. Wow. I was out there 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
And it was hot. Yeah. It was raining. It was it was different, you know. And I enjoyed the hell of it so much that I switched from being an architectural engineer major, which is something that obviously that you can get paid to do. That's a good amount. To a teaching salary and a teaching job that, you know, it's well known that it's not the best money job, but you do it because you love it. I fell in love with coaching the game. Yeah. And that's now what I'm doing.
And you get to be around the game.
I get to be around kids, and you know, I raise the future generation, and I'm coaching the game that I love, and get to see a bunch of different people and meet so many different people over the years, and so that's what I enjoy about it, because it is very different.
It is. Sports.
Yeah, sports.
That's my only. Yeah. That's the only other thing for me as I've gotten older. Sports. I'm just massive, just sports fanatic. As I've gotten older, it's been like sports, movies, and that. Yeah. It's becoming like, okay, movies are kind of, you know, I'm doing a little.
It's funny to see the competitiveness of being a sports fan. Yeah. And how crazy it gets. It is. You know? Like, I mean, we're watching the Cavs-Celtics game. Yeah. We're going to get off this show and look up Twitter and see how many people are blowing up with the Gordon Hayward injury.
Which just happened, by the way. It's awful.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to be... Like, there's going to be Cavs fans, oh, you guys suck. There's going to be Celtics fans crying in the corner. And it's crazy how the sports world works.
We're right in the middle of football season.
Yeah.
Right now, as we're recording this, I think it's week 5?
Week going on week 7.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know that because the Raiders are absolutely sucking at 2-4.
You know, well,
they're absolutely sucking at 2-4.
Talking about injuries, and I mean, the Derek Carr thing, that was a setback.
Yeah, well, it was only a week, but the fact it's still there. Yes, and we lost the momentum early on in the season, and you know, our defense isn't the best. We just got Navarro Bowman from the Niners, which is big. That's big.
Yeah.
We're good enough to be there. You know, Marshawn Lynch has to be able to run the ball. We got to be able to throw to Amari Cooper, who seems to drop every other pass.
Boy,
Michael Crabtree can't carry the whole load, and he's been stellar this season.
He has.
But Derek Carr has to find his groove.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to find his groove, get away from the back injury again.
Yeah.
There may have been a little thing about there, with the leg injury, kind of a little bit of hesitancy, obviously. That big of an injury, but I think the Raiders will find it. They're a different team than they have been in the past.
Yeah.
And Jack Del Rio's got that team on a lock.
You can see it. You can see it in the way they play. You can see the confidence.
I love being a Raiders fan. Like it's so fun because, no matter how bad or good we are, how loyal everyone is.
Yes.
It's so fun to watch.
Raider fans are my favorite.
And how like even when who aren't lifelong Raider players, but the players who come in, they just enjoy the atmosphere of being a Raider, which makes it so fun for us fans.
I gotta show you. I got an autograph, Tim Brown.
Oh,
I got a picture of it.
Oh man,
I gotta show you my autograph.
My dad's got a Kenny Stabler jersey. So,
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, he's got a Kenny Stabler jersey. So
Raider. No, listen. If I grew up, anybody doesn't know, I'm from Virginia. I grew up in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I'm a DC sports fan. But I do like the Kings. But I'm a Wizards fan. Bullets. That's sometimes.
Yeah, Bullets.
Bullets. Wizards fan.
I like the Bullets name better.
Yeah, I don't get started on that. Yeah, the Redskins and now the Nationals.
I feel bad for your Nationals, man. That's bummer.
Right,
that's
I'm
a bummer.
like Bryce Harper. What are you swinging at, man?
Yeah.
But I love him. I think he's the best.
Yeah.
He's not the best. I think Mike Trout's the best. But I love Bryce Harper. He's my favorite player in the game. I'm a Capitals fan. I just only playing NHL '94. I just got in a little bit in hockey. I don't know just.
You'll probably hate me, but I'm a Blackhawks guy.
Oh God.
Yeah, and people are gonna think everyone thinks that's a bandwagon fan because we're California, they're Chicago, but
no,
I've been a Blackhawks fan since I was probably 11 years old.
Yeah,
so about 14, 15
They're always
years.
good. I mean,
and back then it's kind of when the Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves era started.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Patrick Kane as a player. He's my favorite player, and Patty Kane, man, he's phenomenal. He's an American who absolutely just destroys every Canadian out there.
Yeah,
he's so good. I love seeing the Blackhawks just beat the Sharks because they're local. All the Sharks fans. They're all pissed off all the time. Sharks can't win anything,
Yeah.
But hockey, out of all the sports to watch, I'm different than a lot of people. I only watch Raider games. I don't really watch football games.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge basketball guy. Like, I'll watch it if it's on, especially when it's the only sport on.
Yeah.
Baseball, obviously, is there. But I really enjoy hockey and soccer. I really love watching both those sports because they're nonstop.
Yeah.
And they're low-scoring games. Yes, some of them can be really boring, but they keep going back and forth. It's just constant all the time.
I played soccer in high school. I was a goalie.
Nice.
90 saves.
There you go. Yeah. Nice.
We were terrible. I think we were 0-11. So we gave up a lot of goals. I got a lot of saves. Because I was getting shot on all the time.
There you go.
But I'm a DC sports fan. I always said though, if I had grown up out here, I'd have been a Raiders fan.
It's the team.
Been to Raider
man.
games.
It's the team.
Fan of the best.
Screw those Niner fans. Niner fans are bandwagoners, so man. Whiny. They're so bandwagoners. They really are.
And the Giants fans are the same. And I do like the Giants. I like to see the teams here be good. It's fun when the Niners are good and when the Giants are good.
It's funny though because over the past decade, obviously the Raiders have been pretty trash. Yeah. They've been horrible. But you go to every Raider game, it's sold out.
Absolutely.
The first game of the Niner season, there was a photo going around. There was 12 people there. It is so funny. Yeah. And Niner fans love talking trash to Raider fans when they're good. Where are they now?
Yeah, right.
They're so bad.
Whining.
They're so bad.
But to be fair, I know they're winless. They're actually playing.
They're the best 0-5 team in NFL history.
They have all the Joel. Yeah. What Parcells said, you are what your record.
Unfortunately.
But I think it's more at the end of the season. They're playing hard. You can see
they'll get a couple.
Yeah, they just need the talent.
Yeah, definitely.
They're getting better, but. Raider fans are fun. And A's, so you're an A's fan too.
I'm an all Oakland guy. I was born and raised. My father, my dad he's hardcore A's, hardcore Raiders. Always has been.
Good.
Love the green and yellow.
Good.
The streak back in the day.
Yeah.
Eric Chavez, my favorite player of all time, probably.
Eric Chavez,
you got Miguel Tejada in there. The Jason Giambi days
when
he wasn't on steroids.
See, I'm glad you're bringing those.
When he
up.
wasn't on steroids.
Right.
The Johnny Damon before he was a Red Sox.
Barry Zito, all those guys, Hudson, all those guys.
Scott, oh, dude.
So, okay. I'm glad you brought all these guys up. See, that's what bothers me about the A's. And
they trade away guys?
They just get rid of these guys.
Yeah.
As soon as they think they're anything they get rid of them even faster.
Well, let's think about this. So, the A's, had one of the worst records in the league this year. Not worse than the Giants, I will say. The Giants were absolutely horrible.
Terrible.
They were so bad. Anyway, Cargo could have been an A this year. He was on the Rockies. Traded away for freaking Matt Holliday for half a season.
Matt Holliday, yeah, right.
Addison Russell could have been an A this year, our starting shortstop. He's now a Cub, could be in a World Series, won a World Series last year. Yeah. He was traded away for Jeff Samardzija for half a season.
That's right.
And there's so many other players over the years. I mean, John Lester was a rental for half a year. Yeah. It's just the Billy Beane way, it worked for a while. Unfortunately, baseball's evolving. Yeah. You have to build from within. Yeah. And unfortunately, we don't have the draft picks to do so because we keep trading them. Yeah. We don't have the money to do so because we're a small market. Everything's kind of against us. We will be good because, I mean, we saw at the end of the season this year, all of our young guys came up, they started winning. Yeah. Because they were from the farm system. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that a lot of those guys might not be A's for the future because they will just trade them away.
They'll get rid of them before they can. Well, they have the money. They have the money. Billy Beane does what he can.
I don't know if they have the money to the Cubs or the Yankees or even the Astros.
They don't have that kind of money, but they can spend. As a Nationals fan, listen, we were the same way. The Nats were the same way. We went back-to-back 100-loss seasons. That's how we got Strasburg and Harper. Yeah. And they had to sign. Everybody criticized them for signing Jason Worth. That big deal.
Worked.
But that's what they had to do to show people. We'll pay. We'll pay if you want to get good. The A's will never do that. No. Unfortunately, Billy Beane's hands are tied. I think he's a great GM who does a good job of what he can.
The biggest sign that they could possibly do is Yoenis Cespedes and getting him back for the Mets. Yeah, because the contract is up. It's either this year or next year. Yeah. And he said that he would like to retire as an A. Yeah. The team that brought him from his home country. He's not doing anything there. No, he's not. And, and the A's fans would love to see him back.
That'd be great.
One I didn't even mention, but Josh freaking Donaldson.
That's right. Yeah.
Dude, come on. Bringer of rain. Leave him where he is.
Yeah, we got the Nats. We got Gio
Gonzalez from the A's. Come on, man.
Who I like, but, man, when
he's off a lot.
When he starts falling apart, it goes bad. It goes bad for him. It happened the other day. So Gio, he's. But anyway, so baseball. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that I really don't start. Growing up, we didn't have a team. Mm-hmm. We would watch Orioles games. We would get
closest team. Yeah.
I never just really got into being an Orioles fan. Mm-hmm. They're fine. I like them. I like to see them when they're good. I love. They do love Cal Ripken. Yeah. I grew up watching him, but. I never really just gravitated towards them. I found myself, you're going to hate this, being rooting for the Yankees.
Oh, man.
Just because, not out of, but listen, before they were World Series, I used to collect baseball cards when I went to school, when I was in 5th or 6th grade, and that was a big thing, was baseball cards. Yeah. So I would start collecting them, and I just noticed and putting them in my little sheet. Separate them in a little sheet.
I did that for Pokemon cards. That was my day and age.
And I had more Yankees players that would arrange them by team.
Well, it makes sense.
What are you, a Yankee
I'll
fan,
give you the benefit because you were on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I absolutely despise any Yankee fan that lives on the West Coast.
I can.
Because you're a complete and 100% bandwagoner. Right. Unless your parents are from the East Coast. Right. If you were born and raised here and your family's from here,
there's no reason to be.
You have no excuse.
Exactly.
None.
I say that about Cowboys.
There's the Dodgers, Padres, Giants, and A's, and the Mariners in Seattle, who are all West Coast teams that you can vote for. Right. Yet you root Arizona for the team who has the most World Series in the history of baseball.
100%. I say that about Cowboy fans and Steeler fans. Oh my god! Who are the Steeler fans are the worst.
Can't stand it.
Packer fans, one of my buddies that I work with.
Although I kind of got to root for Aaron Rodgers because he's a local boy, Chico boy.
Yeah,
I got my mom went to college at Chico. My sisters are there now, so it's kind of a close tie there.
That's okay. And he went to Cal, so
Plus, when you're a fan and say your team's not good like the Raiders, you kind of have to have a backup team to root for. See, and the Packers.
That's the Raiders for me.
The Packers were kind of my team, you know, and they were in the NFC, so it didn't affect the Raiders at all. And you also kind of have an AFC and an NFC. Yeah, it kind of works out that way. You know what I mean? And an American League team and a National League team. That's just kind of how it works. And the Packers were kind of my team.
That's how the Redskins are my wife. And the Raiders are my AFC girlfriend.
There you go. Yeah.
Although I have ties with my family on my mom's side. They're from Jacksonville, so I like to see the Jaguars do good.
Oh, man,
they're playing pretty good this year.
Yeah. They are playing. They're Fournette, man. Fournette's a keeper.
That's a monster.
He's a keeper. You guys need a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I get a big thing this offseason would to get Kirk Cousins. That'd be a steal. That would be a steal right
We started on Cousins. That whole thing. The Redskins are just... And I'm a lifelong Redskins fan.
The organization sucks, man. They suck.
They're trying. They're doing better than they have in the Snyder era. This is the best they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a mess. He's a fan. He's a fan who's just super rich and wanted to buy the team. And
I hear you.
No idea what he's doing for a long time. He's starting to let football people actually run the team now the last few years. So it's been, aside from the Shanahan mess, RG3 mess, which we're just now starting to get out of, it's...
whooped up on my Raiders. You put them in a funk, so...
That was great.
Put them in a funk.
That was good. Yeah, I didn't expect that. But, Raiders going east.
That was the beginning of the funk, man.
Yeah.
That was the day.
Yeah. So that didn't go as it was great for me as a fan. So, the Redskins are terrible on prime time, and we're playing the Eagles next weekend for Monday night. So it's probably not going to go well. But lifelong Redskin fan. By the time I was 13, we had 3 World Series.
There you go.
So it was awesome to be a Redskin fan when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And since then, it's not good at all. It's not good. They're DC sports fans. People bag on Cleveland all these years. DC, we're right there. DC.
Look at Cleveland now.
Now they got 2 titles.
Everyone gets their shot.
Oh, no,
one way or another. It's a giant circle. Yes, there's going to be a team that's always in there, like the Yankees for baseball or the Lakers for basketball. But everyone gets their shot.
Yeah.
The Indians last year, sure, they didn't win, but look at how much they tore up baseball last 2 years.
They were incredible this year.
Yeah.
They just
now, look at the Astros now.
Yeah.
The Astros could end up winning a World Series this year. Look at the Cubs. Finally broke their streak.
Yeah.
Everyone gets their shot.
It's cyclical, as they say.
Yes.
We mentioned the Capitals. It's the Capitals, and I'm a big Ovechkin guy.
I love rooting for the Penguins when it's against the Capitals.
I hate all Pittsburgh.
Sid the Kid, baby.
God,
Sid the Kid.
Hate that guy. He's really good.
He's just really good.
He drives me nuts. Anyway, all right. Let's get into it. Movies. That's why we're here.
Movies.
That's our thing. So what are your earliest kind of movie memories of?
It was my dad. A lot of people say that, but I remember as I was younger, before we started the dirt bike riding as kids and the weekend baseball as I got older, going on a Sunday morning or afternoon to the movies, checking out some movies, and we had a small little theater in Woodland. It ended up, being 2 theaters in Woodland down the road, but the State Theater in Woodland on Main Street is where we went to go see movies. I remember going there on Sunday morning, Sunday afternoons, and then so I've always been invested in movies. I remember, we built a house in Woodland in our hometown, and I remember sitting in the bare bones of the house with just wood planks on the outskirts of sitting on a couch with concrete floors, watching the Underworld movies in 2005.
Oh wow! Yeah.
But my real love for this, like where I am now, as far as reviewing and getting into the producing and the writing and who's doing this and sequels and whatnot, is when I got hurt.
Yeah.
I had a lot of time when I was in rehab and kind of recovering from my leg injury. I watched a lot of movies. I've always been somewhat of a good writer, and I started, actually on Rotten Tomatoes, their Flixster app.
Yeah.
Flixster, you're able to review movies.
Yeah. Okay.
And I randomly one day was like, oh, this would be interesting. So I put my thoughts down, and I constantly started to do it.
Yeah.
And then I think the Flixster app was posted to my Facebook at the time, and so they posted to Facebook. And my family came to me and was like, why don't you start a blog or something? So I started my own blog, and we talked about the origin story for Apocaflix and everything, and I did the blogging for a few years, and it was just a reviewing website. Right. It was just called Jake Reviews. Right. And then it evolved into a bigger news story trailer type thing, but I really started getting into the whole the deep depths of the film industry when I got hurt for baseball, and the different kind of movies, because as a kid you really like the big flamboyant action movies. Yeah. I've really become a horror aficionado. Loving the horror genre. I love the indie movies, and going to find a theater out of middle of nowhere that's playing a movie, because Sacramento seems to never play those indie movies. Yeah. But that's kind of where it came from. So it's kind of been just an evolution over time. Okay. And I'm at a good spot now to where I've kind of learned a lot of things, but it definitely came from 2 spots. One from my dad growing up watching movies with him, and then my injury a number of years ago. Right. So.
That's excellent. That's how. I was the same way. Going to movies with my dad.
Yeah.
Man, seeing all kinds of stuff, all the '80s stuff that everyone loves, Back to the Future, and
I wish I was from that era, man. That's the era I would love to be from that time era.
That '80s American blockbuster era.
I would do anything to be able to sit in the first showing of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Back to the Future. Yeah. 3 of my favorites of all time.
All that stuff. Tim Burton, the Batman.
Yeah, it would be amazing. Christopher Reeve, Superman.
Yeah, that was a great time to be a kid growing up. Listen, it's a great time to be a kid now.
Oh,
my kids, they don't even know.
They have
Star Wars every year. Star Wars TV shows.
And you get 6 superhero movies a year. Are you kidding me?
Jeez,
it's crazy.
It was just Superman when I was a kid, and that was it. And then the Batman in '89 for a long time.
Yeah, for me it was the prequels. And that's what it was just for me, and the Raimi Spider-Mans.
Yeah,
and the X-Men. So it was a little bit more.
Yeah, right.
There were 3 franchises going on, but 2 of them were the good. I mean, obviously, as a kid, you don't really recognize. Oh, these prequels aren't very good. But looking back on it, you're like, okay, 2 of those 3 franchises were really good.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, other prequels. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna, because of our Star Wars, the stuff we do, I'm gonna try to keep it
less Star Wars as possible. It's hard
because we'll go.
Well, it's hard with me because that's my fond memory of movies.
Here.
You know, I own the VHSs.
Yeah.
That's when I was a kid. You know, the VHS. I remember watching them. You know, as I talked about building a house, but we lived in a very small trailer as we built the house right behind the house. And I remember popping in the VHS to my parents' room and watching Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it being all staticky and crazy from the VHS tape, but
see, that's awesome. See, when I was as a kid, that's awesome because I never even had those. Star Wars was kind of gone
after it was released. It was over and done.
After Return of the Jedi,
there was a gap. There was a gap for about 10 years where it was nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I didn't, and I just kind of would. If it came on TV, I would watch it. But
they had the beautiful Christmas special. I've never seen it.
Never watched it.
Never seen it. I've seen bits and pieces. I've never seen the full piece of it.
I've seen bits and pieces. I've read about it, and I'm good. I get it. But no, until the re-releases the special editions in I think '97. That's when I was graduating high school.
I don't want to tell you how old I was in '97.
You were like 4. Probably.
I was 5 years old.
Oh my gosh.
I was 5 years old. Yeah. Whopping 5. I'm out of us 5, which is surprising because I've always technically been the oldest in whatever group I've been in.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
You know, Brian's older, Jacob's older, and Gio's, and that's surprising to me because I'm the oldest sibling. Right. You know, out of my friend group, I'm one of the oldest.
Yeah.
So it's weird for me to say I'm the youngest.
See, but that's the best thing. One of the great things about this fandom. Yeah. Because we're all, you know, it doesn't even. I'm 38.
There's so many. I mean,
we're you know.
It's the movies what brings us together.
Yeah, and I like to be, I like to be able to sit here and talk to you about it.
Yeah,
back in the '80s, you know, it's fun.
Yeah,
but it's funny to hear you
the perspective.
Talk about, when I was a kid, the prequels. I'm like, man, I was like 20.
99. I was 7 years old.
Yeah, man. I was 20 years old.
Yeah,
I was so excited for Phantom Menace. Like I actually waited. My dad and I waited about maybe 3 weeks before we went to see it. Because you couldn't get a ticket.
Well, at that age, at my age, I mean, there's a lot of. At that kind of age, you don't really remember a lot of things. The earliest prequel I remember seeing is Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing The Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones in theaters. I know Jacob and Gio do. It may just not have been an important memory to me, I guess. Yeah. Because, you know, like I said, baseball's kind of always been... Like, I remember my first T-ball game, like all that stuff, like dirt bike riding, and the major things that have happened in my life. But... the first 2 prequels I don't remember seeing in theaters.
That's crazy.
I remember going to the mall theater that was in town and going to see Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the first 2 prequels.
That's how I am with Return of the Jedi. I have vague memories of being in the theater seeing it. Mm-hmm. And I remember having a Han Solo T-shirt when I was like 4 or 5
That's
years
awesome.
old when it came out.
Nice.
But yeah, man, I was, like I said, Phantom Menace, I was 20. I just thought it was okay. Mm-hmm. I loved, of course, like everybody, the Darth Maul, and that's what I walked away. That summer, actually, the thing that's memorable about that time was The Matrix.
Yes, same year.
I was talking to everybody.
I remember that movie. I definitely remember that movie. I definitely remember that movie.
I was talking to everybody about The Matrix. I was like, dude, I was telling people, guys,
that's one of the best movies of all time. Absolutely. For sure.
Absolutely. If you go to the site, you can see it on my list.
Yeah, check out that post for Keith. It's kind of his introduction post as far as his top 10 goes, and it's if you look at all 5 of them, it's very different.
It's very different.
Him and Brian both are very different from Jacob, Gio, and I, because Jacob, Gio, and I, we like to argue a lot about stuff. Yes. The 3 of us, but our lists are somewhat similar.
Yeah.
There are some outliers in there, but there's a core, maybe 3 or 4 movies that are in there or kind of genre.
Yeah.
But then there's Brian and Keith that are kind of like on the outskirts, like, hey guys, look at our list over here. They're so weird,
Well, for me,
you were in the prime time of movies,
right? And for me, it's the movies that, like I said, they're the most influential on me. Like I don't necessarily.
Yes. Well, and you didn't even want to rank them.
I couldn't.
I asked you to rank them. I made you rank them. And he technically has 11 on there, so he actually has to knock one off. But no, he didn't even want to rank them.
Any one of those could be my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
And it just depends on the day. Like, and even, I made a list, which maybe I'll write about that.
The 50 list,
50.
Right? Yep.
Any of those, all those movies, it could have been, any 10 of those could have been my top 10. But those ones I think are the ones I think are the ones that influenced me as a fan.
Yeah, definitely.
Growing up, and it's wound up being a lot of 80s stuff, which I didn't think it would be, but because I love Scorsese and Tarantino, and I love all the I put one of each, I think, for each of those directors on there. But I mean, how could you? For me, Back to the Future is like as a kid, and I saw all 3 of them. I like all 3.
Love. Butthead.
And man, that's. So I had a neighbor or whatever. This guy in his house that lived in the street behind us had a DeLorean, which I used to I would just go back there and just look at it.
I gotta say, man, and this is kind of, it's kind of connected to what we're talking about, but I am so excited to see the DeLorean back on screen in modern day with Ready Player One. Like, just to see someone else kind of take it and put it on screen in a modern, a different setting. I love seeing it in the Back to the Future franchise. It's amazing. It's it's fantastic. Yeah. But to see Steven Spielberg use it, it's just going to be so freaking cool.
Spielberg, from what I've heard, he wants to remake Back to the Future.
Okay, so
from what I've heard,
there are few franchises and movies that are untouchable, in my opinion. Indiana Jones and Back to the Future are some of the 2 franchises that you can never remake.
I pray.
Never.
I really hope.
Do a spin-off, do a sequel, whatever. Don't ever remake those movies.
I 100% agree.
Don't ever remake those movies.
I'm not that down on remaking stuff. Like I tell a story all the time. I like the Manchurian Candidate.
Still, I've never seen it.
It's really good, and that made me go watch the original. And they're very different.
I didn't even know it was a remake.
Yeah, it's a remake.
See, I'm cool with remaking bad movies.
Yeah.
Don't remake good ones.
Yes.
And make them worse.
Right.
We see that all the time.
Like Ben-Hur.
Ghostbusters.
One of the best movies. Ghostbusters.
Ben-Hur is horrible.
One of the best movies of all time.
Yes.
The remake. They made this just ridiculous remake.
Yes, and they went off rails that movie completely.
Yeah.
Way off rails. But Ghostbusters is the most recent one in my mind.
I actually haven't seen the movie.
See, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It has its moments, but it's not, in my opinion, it does not pay homage to the original at all. It is so different.
It should have been a continuation.
And it could have been so cool.
Yeah. Because I love all those characters.
Modern day effects and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't think personally, and I know a lot of people attacked him early on, but I personally don't think Paul Feig was the right director.
Probably not.
Because his movies are kind of all very similar as far as comedy goes.
Yeah.
And if you watch Ghostbusters, that is a very specific type of comedy.
Yeah, right. And it probably just didn't work. But,
yeah.
I'd like to take another crack at it. I wouldn't mind seeing another one if they do it again. I gotta see this first one.
Well, they have. There's the supposed.
Supposed to be another one, right?
Chris Pratt, Channing Tatum one.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting.
Which is separate.
It's separate, apparently, and I wish they wouldn't have used Chris Hemsworth in the women one, because throw him in there with those guys. Exactly. That would have been awesome.
All the Chris's. Evans. Pine.
Perfect. Chris Evans, Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth,
and
who's the other Chris? It's
Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Oh my God.
That's where it goes.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Let us talk about early movie going experiences. We got into that. What was the first time you remember? This is a big one for me. I was just talking to my wife about this today. What was the first time you remember going to movies by yourself?
Oh man, I keep going back to it, but it's actually when I was hurt and I was living in San Luis Obispo.
Okay.
Because I went to college at Cuesta College in San Luis Obispo. My first year for JUCO, and then I was on my way to Fullerton the year after. But I had gotten hurt I kind of just rehabbing. I was finishing school because I knew I was moving home after that year.
Yeah.
Once the decision came down that I wasn't going to be able to play baseball anymore. And so there was a theater there in downtown, and I don't remember what movie it was. Let's see, what year was that? Was that 2011? It might have been the sequel to Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen.
Okay.
It might have been Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah.
But I remember going there. It was my first time. I felt so weird doing it.
Second one, right?
The second one, yes.
Yeah.
I felt so weird doing it. I felt like I was just being a weirdo going to myself by the theaters, sitting in the dark. People are going to look at me all weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the first time. And from there on out, I actually really enjoy going to the theater by myself, you know? And not to say that I don't like going with people, because I do, but it's kind of like just a nice, relaxing, going away experience,
Absolutely.
You get to spend some time with yourself. You get to experience something different. Yeah. Kind of jump into a different world if it's good enough. If you find a good enough seat, you're not by people who can annoy you or whatever. And it's just a couple hours by yourself. You need to collect your thoughts. Yeah. If you just want a fun day, you have nothing to do. Yeah. So I do go by myself quite often. Yeah. And so but it was in San Luis Obispo, and I vividly remember just being like, am I really weird doing this right now? Like, am I being
It's funny that I have a friend of ours that thinks this is the weirdest thing in the world. And I'm like...
I've had multiple people tell me that. Like, you go to the theater by yourself? I'm like,
yeah,
why not,
Listen, it started with me. It was... I don't remember what the first actual movie was, but I remember the reason I started doing it was back in, again, 97. Jackie Brown was coming out.
Oh, wow.
Which you saw. It's on my list if you guys go there and see that. That, to me, is my favorite Tarantino movie. I think it's his best. I don't know if it's his best, but it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to see it. None of my friends wanted to see it. I was like, how do you guys watch these previews? Like,
early Tarantino, that's why.
And that's part of, and I'll get into that at another time, why I think that movie gets a bad rap, because it came after Pulp Fiction, and it's not Pulp Fiction.
No.
But, nobody wanted to see it, and so I didn't go see it. Came out Christmas Day, 97, I didn't see it. And when it came out on video, months later, on VHS, we had to go to the video store back then, kids. And,
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. It was Movie Time.
Movie Time, nice.
It was the name of the store. And I watched it, and I mean, of course, I loved it. It's one of my favorite movies ever. And I was just mad at myself, like, why didn't I go see this movie? Mm-hmm. So I said, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to go. If there's a movie out that I want to see, I'm just going to go see it.
Yep.
And just from then on, I think probably...
Yeah, I can definitely relate to you now, just because, I'm with Gabby, and, we've been together for a while now, and there's movies that she doesn't want to see.
Yeah.
And I imagine it's the same with your wife, where she has some movies you don't want to see, and there's some times where you just can't call your buddy up, like you're in high school, like, hey, you want to go see a movie?
Right, exactly.
Like, everyone's schedule is different.
That's it, yeah.
And so if you have time... Just go.
Just go.
Because they're like, who cares?
I'll check the time. You don't have to worry about trying to coordinate. Okay, let's start.
And trust us. Like, people aren't going to look at you weird.
No.
Because in reality, they don't know if you're there by yourself or not.
Right. They're there to see the movie too.
You may be walking in by yourself, but they don't know if you're sitting with someone or meeting someone.
Right.
Like, just go.
And even if they are, by the time the movie starts, they're not paying attention to you.
Exactly. And if they are, then they're freaking weird themselves.
Exactly. So yeah. So go to the movies alone.
Yes. Not all the time, but go to the movies alone.
Yeah, but if you have
Trust me, it's a cool experience.
When you can, get somebody to go.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. No, definitely.
So, we're going to wrap this up soon, because we're almost in an hour.
Yeah, no, hey, this is what we were expecting. We were expecting an hour long, because we're getting into the lives of each other.
Exactly.
There's a lot of stuff to cover. Like, we didn't touch on a bunch of stuff for me.
Oh yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna do part 2.
Yeah.
We're gonna do part 2.
Well, yeah, we didn't. There's
phase 2.
There's some big events in my life that we definitely didn't get to touch on. But,
absolutely.
And we didn't even really get to touch on film that much either.
Not as much.
Yeah, kind of talk, which is expected. Which we'll do a part 2 for sure.
We will.
So.
Yeah. I want to do this like the MCU. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get Jacob, Gio.
Do a cycle.
We're gonna do the team up.
Do a cycle.
And then we're gonna start. That's
what
I want to do. We'll get into
definitely
more of the movie stuff then. So, I don't know. From here, we got some big stuff coming out. I mean, this weekend?
There's a lot of movies coming out this weekend.
I'm looking forward to The Snowman as we're recording
the Snowman.
The Snowman coming.
Well, the one I'm looking forward to, and I'm probably going to see Thursday night, is Only the Brave, the firefighter movie.
That looks great. Yes. I hadn't seen it.
Josh Brolin, Miles Teller, Taylor Kitsch, James Dash Bale, Jennifer Connelly's in there.
I love James Dash Bale.
Yes, so do I. And it's what gets me is not only the fact that we don't see movies like this a lot, because the last firefighter movie I think we saw is Fahrenheit 49.
Oh, I never saw
the Joaquin Phoenix one, I think it was.
Oh, I never saw that one.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaking movie, but not just that, but this is based on a true story. This is based on a true story about they call them the Hot Shots, and the Granite. I think it's called the Granite Bay Hot Shots or something.
Okay.
And, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it does.
It looks really good. It looks fun. It looks heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It looks like a type of movie that deserves the October release.
Yeah.
But the next couple months it's crazy. You have The Snowman, like you said.
October's a good. Everybody bags on.
Well,
October.
next month you got Thank You for Your Service, that Miles Teller war film.
Yeah.
Which is very scary. And then obviously November you got some big ones. You got Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
There's some ones going on from there. December obviously is The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of stuff coming out that
Justice League. Which
that's in November.
Awesome.
Correct. Yes,
awesome.
And I think everyone at this point knows my feelings on Justice League. I'm very hesitant towards it because of BVS.
Yeah.
Because of Suicide Squad. Because they felt like I feel like they've pretty much let down on the marketing. The marketing seems like it's out of nowhere. So, but I still want it to succeed. Don't get me wrong. If a Justice League movie is good, I am all for it.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
I really hope it'll be good.
Yes, same.
I think it will, but I really hope.
Yeah.
Listen, Batman v Superman. We were hearing somebody said that I think it was another YouTuber, John Campia, said he had a guy. I don't know if you remember this. He said he had someone that told him that Batman v Superman was at least as good as The Dark Knight. If not better, if I remember him saying. So I went, oh, wow. It is not as good as The Dark Knight.
Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah. So, we'll see. And remember stories about the Warner Brothers people with the standing ovation and the screening there. It's like,
No, I hear you.
Anyway, so we're going to wrap it up here. We'll continue later on. Like I said, probably maybe just after the New Year, probably after Star Wars.
Well, we're gonna try. I think we're gonna try to do this show every 2 weeks. I think that's gonna come out. I think the goal is to have it every other Wednesday.
Every other, or maybe every second.
Yeah, so we'll probably shoot it not this next week, but probably the week after.
Okay.
Or maybe even maybe once a month type of thing.
Yeah.
But what we want to do this more often because the interview thing is cool, but it just depends on how many people we can get to do it.
Right.
That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Like I said, I had other people. Like I said, I got some friends from film school that have already.
Yeah.
I'll come talk to you. So I talk to them too. So I think it'll work. I think it's a good.
I love this is fun. I love, and it's good to get to know you. It's good to get to know me.
That's my main thing, and I've really enjoyed sitting down and talking to you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Get a little background.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate. I'm glad. I'm honored that you chose me as the first one.
Absolutely. Yeah. I told you, the architect.
Well, it's funny we didn't even get into the basics about how Apocaflix runs right now.
I know,
which is funny.
I know.
And so maybe part 2, we'll definitely have to mark that one
Absolutely.
down.
Absolutely.
A little behind the scenes action.
Absolutely. Well, see, right now. We'll plug right now. So we got trailer. We said Black Panther.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we got our whole trailer. Our trailer reactions are our big goal right now. It's our big thing. We just did Black Panther, New Mutants. There's a whole. We're trying to do some trailer breakdowns as well.
Yeah.
We did it for The Last Jedi. We did it for Black Panther. We also got the Padawan podcast, our all Star Wars podcast. I think that can probably be considered our main show. Yeah. We've had Comic Hero Talk. Going for a while now, but we decided to break it up.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to start doing individual videos but the day the news drops.
Right.
So you saw the 2 from today about the Black Panther trailer breakdown and then New Mutants revealing that it's actually going to kick off a horror trilogy for X-Men. And then we have movie reviews, obviously. Yep. Jacob has his own show called the Bartley Broadcast. It's kind of his own cool little show where he kind of breaks down movie stuff. He reads comics, and he talks about some stuff that is very personal to him at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Closeup is going to be a mainstay as well throughout the month. Gio's got the DCEU stuff. So it sounds like we have a lot, but if you actually go through the channel, it's laid out well. There's not a lot of stuff on there. There's some big show. There's a lot of short stuff you can watch clickable. It's very close.
Yeah.
But check out those trailer reactions and movie reviews. Those are kind of our main stuff that we're really focusing on here.
Absolutely, that's the kind of the bread and butter.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I didn't even mention, but because we love Star Wars, is like it's hard to me, but the canon connections. We love doing the canon connection. Keith, Jacob, and I, we read the novels.
Yeah.
We do. I think you read the books. Jacob and I do the audiobooks.
I like to read the books.
Yeah, so
it takes me
we're different. Jacob and I just shot our Leia Princess of Alderaan review today, and that'll be up this coming week. But canon connect, we do Star Wars Rebels. Mm-hmm. We do the comics. We do the novels.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars is really the only franchise in the world that has everything connected.
Yeah.
Comics, books, TV shows, movies. So
properly.
Check that out. Canon Connections, and we're trying to do those as much as possible.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I can't wait to get on to the next. I look forward to Padawan.
Oh, and I think we're gonna try
and miss the last one.
We're gonna try and do one this weekend. I think one needs to be done after the trailer, after some news is dropped. So I think we're gonna try and do one this weekend.
That would be great.
Yeah, and that'll be up on Monday. We shoot those on Friday, Saturday, and they're up on Monday for you guys.
Yeah.
So.
That's good. Real quick, since I didn't get to... I don't know about that New Mutants thing.
Really? Are you a horror guy? Not so much?
That's
probably why.
And I didn't see any mutant stuff.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of,
That's why I'm interested. That's why I love that they're holding back the mutants, their powers right now, but I love the horror aspect because it's something we've never seen.
Yeah.
And apparently it's a straight up horror movie. Straight up to a T. You can tell with the dark tone.
Right.
Josh Boone, he's known for The Fault in Our Stars, which is not a horror movie.
No.
But we've seen what Phil Lord and Chris Miller can do with stuff. We've seen what the Russo brothers can do with stuff.
Yeah.
I'm interested in it because it's a horror movie. Will it be good? We won't know.
Yeah.
But if it is good, Fox has hit something really, really good.
It's different. I'll give them that. I'll say because Fox, like I've said before, even on videos, Fox for me with X-Men is 50-50. So we got Anya Taylor-Joy in that. She's coming in.
Macy Williams from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So
I forget his name, but the kid from Stranger Things.
Yep. So
so it's pretty good young cast.
Yeah. And I like new. I've got some old. I gotta bring next time I come an old issue of New Mutants.
Really, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That I bought
good stuff.
As a kid, it's one of my oldest. It might be my oldest comic that I have that I bought. I didn't just buy it. I have had it since I was probably like 7 years old.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So. We'll see. But anyway, that's it. That's it for the first pilot episode of Apocaflix Closeup. Jake, thank you so much.
No problem, man.
On.
Thank you.
Tell our friends where they can find you online.
Twitter and Instagram at Qui-Gon Jake, and that is spelled with 2 N's. Qui-Gon Jake. Apocaflixmovies.com every day. The YouTube channel. Check out all of our stuff on the website. Brian, myself, and Gio love writing articles. We're gonna try and get Keith on there as well.
Yeah.
We love spreading stuff out, talking all kinds of stuff, the news stories, trailers, images, whatnot, as well as iTunes. Our shows are now up on iTunes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and check those out. Very easy download, for free for you guys. Our main shows, not all the little bits and pieces here and there, but our main shows are up on there for you guys. But yeah, all the social media stuff at Jake Lynn, basically.
That's it. And you can find me on Twitter at KeithBarnes79, and I'm on Facebook too, just at Keith Barnes. And click like, because you liked it. You like us.
Share,
comment, do all that good stuff.
Hit that subscribe button too.
Absolutely. Subscribe. Yeah.
You'll see it here pop up in a second. Hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely. So thank you all for listening, and we'll be back soon with the next episode of Apocaflix Closeup.